Like Bedsy said, I'm never going to tell him not to fight because that's part of who he is, right? Like that's what makes him who he is. In that exchange, like that's Nate. Like he's ultra competitive. Like I golfed with him at Sid's camp in Vail one summer, and he was like, we're taking these guys down.
Captain Nathan MacKinnon became the 100th player in NHL history to reach 1,000 career points.
Nathan MacKinnon is becoming exactly what the NHL feared the most. A player who combines generational speed with elite skill, an obsessive work ethic that borders on mythical, and the ability to drag entire organizations to his standard of excellence. The first overall pick from the 2013 NHL draft, who recently became the 100th player to reach 1,000 career points, and the 2014 Calder Trophy winner, has evolved into the most dominant force in hockey today. This is the story of how a kid from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, part of the Halifax Regional Municipality, who once puked on a beach training with Sidney Crosby, transformed into the nightmare scenario every opposing team dreads facing at Ball Arena. At 8 years old, Nathan MacKinnon wrote on a player card that he wanted to play for the Colorado Avalanche. 22 years later, he's not just playing for them, he's rewriting what it means to be elite in the modern NHL, alongside teammates like Mikko Rantanen, Cale Makar, Arturi Lehkonen, and Devin Toews. With 40 goals in just 56 games this season, leading the league with a plus 48 rating and 95 points, MacKinnon isn't just having another great year. He's operating on a level that's making the rest of the hockey world recalibrate what's possible. The numbers tell only part of the story. This season alone, MacKinnon has recorded 547 bursts exceeding 20 miles per hour, more than any other player in the league. He's skated 128.81 miles, the longest distance of anyone in the NHL. But here's what makes those statistics terrifying for opponents. He's doing all of this while maintaining the puck control and vision of a pure playmaker. As former captain Gabriel Landeskog puts it, it's easy to be fast without the puck. But when you have the puck, it's a completely different thing. That's what Nate does so well. MacKinnon's journey to this level of dominance began in the most unlikely of places. Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, is a small community that has somehow produced 3 future Hall of Famers in a single generation: Sidney Crosby, Brad Marchand, and MacKinnon himself. Even current teammate Jonathan Drouin, another Cole Harbour native who recently joined the Avalanche, grew up in this remarkable hockey hotbed. To put this in perspective, the entire province of Nova Scotia has only one player in the Hockey Hall of Fame, Al MacInnis, and just 3 other players besides Crosby with more than 400 career NHL points. Yet this one small area has generated 6 Stanley Cup championships among its 3 superstars. Before his NHL stardom, MacKinnon honed his skills at elite prep school Shattuck St. Mary's in Minnesota, the same institution that developed Sidney Crosby and numerous other NHL stars. He then dominated junior hockey with the Halifax Mooseheads, leading them to a Memorial Cup championship where he won tournament MVP. The connection between Crosby and MacKinnon runs deeper than geography. Growing up 8 years apart, MacKinnon idolized Crosby from afar until fate brought them together through their shared trainer, Andy O'Brien. The first time MacKinnon trained with his childhood hero, mere hours after being selected first overall in the 2013 NHL draft by then-coach Patrick Roy, he wound up puking on a beach from exhaustion, then continued racing Crosby in deep sand sprints. Crosby now laughingly calls MacKinnon the puker, but that moment perfectly captures what makes MacKinnon different. While other players might have stopped after throwing up, MacKinnon saw it as just another barrier to push through. This obsessive approach to improvement has become MacKinnon's defining characteristic under the guidance of head coach Jared Bednar and team president Joe Sakic, who drafted him back in 2013. Former NHL coach Bruce Boudreau observes, "Nothing phases him. He does the same thing every game." But it's not just about game performance. MacKinnon has revolutionized what preparation looks like in professional hockey. His post-game routine involves extensive time on a stationary bike. Inspired by Tour de France cyclists' recovery methods, he's altered team travel itineraries to accommodate his recovery routines. He's gone gluten-free and dairy-free not because of intolerances, but because blood work showed these changes optimized his performance. The diet enforcement controversy reveals just how seriously MacKinnon takes every aspect of performance. When former teammate Nikita Zadorov was traded, he revealed that MacKinnon had convinced the organization to remove all soda, ice cream, and desserts from team facilities. MacKinnon would actively observe teammates' eating habits and encourage them to delay certain foods until the offseason. While this generated plenty of memes and jokes across hockey social media, it also demonstrates MacKinnon's belief that championship-level performance requires championship-level commitment in every area. The results speak for themselves. In 2023 to 24, MacKinnon posted career highs with 51 goals, 89 assists, and 140 points. He began that season with a 35-game home point streak, the second longest home point streak record in NHL history, behind only Wayne Gretzky's legendary run. He became the first player ever with 2 separate point streaks of at least 19 games in the same season. These aren't just impressive statistics, they represent a level of sustained excellence that defies normal human limitations. What makes MacKinnon's current dominance even more remarkable is the trajectory he's maintained. Since the start of the 2022-23 season, he's recorded 353 points in 218 games, a 1.62 points per game average that ranks second in the NHL during that span. This isn't a hot streak or a career year, it's a new baseline of performance that he's established and maintained. The 2024-25 season saw MacKinnon tie for the league lead with 84 assists while ranking second overall with 116 points. He led the NHL in shots on goal with 320, demonstrating not just playmaking ability but relentless offensive pressure that wears down opponents over 82 games. This season, he's somehow elevated his game even further. His current pace would result in over 150 points, a threshold that seemed impossible in the modern NHL's defensive systems. MacKinnon's speed remains his most visible weapon, but it's the combination with elite skill that makes him unstoppable. This season, he's recorded a top speed of 24.05 miles per hour while maintaining puck control. Think about that for a moment. He's moving at speeds that would be impressive for a cyclist while simultaneously making split-second decisions with a rubber puck on ice. It's this combination that led one analyst to call him the best combination of speed and skill hockey has seen since Pavel Bure. The psychological impact on opponents cannot be understated. When MacKinnon is on the ice, defensive systems break down not because of what he's doing, but because of what he might do. Defensemen have to account for his speed on every rush, creating gaps that his teammates exploit. Goalies have to prepare for shots from angles and at speeds that push the limits of human reaction time. Former teammate Josh Manson captures this perfectly. That's why I think he's the best player in the world. He gets it done no matter who's on the ice, what's going on. The fear MacKinnon instills isn't just about individual dominance, it's about organizational transformation. Under his influence, the Colorado Avalanche have become the NHL's most complete team. They lead the league in wins, points, goals scored, and maintain the best goal differential. Their current regulation losses are the fewest in the NHL. This isn't coincidence, it's the result of one player's standards becoming an organization's culture. MacKinnon's contract tells another part of this story. His 8-year, $100.8 million deal was the richest in NHL history when signed, but analysts now believe he's worth $18.3 million annually based on production and impact. As the salary cap rises, his current $12.6 million average annual value represents one of the best bargains in professional sports. Teams aren't just competing against MacKinnon's current ability, they're trying to solve a player who's still improving while locked into a below-market contract for years to come. The international stage has become another venue for MacKinnon's dominance. At February's Four Nations Face-Off, where he played under Team Canada coach John Cooper, he was named tournament MVP after leading all players with 4 goals in 4 games. He became just the 3rd Canadian player to average at least a goal per game in an NHL international tournament, joining Mario Lemieux and Mike Bossy. At the 2026 Milan Olympics, he helped Canada to a silver medal, scoring the winning goal in their semifinal victory over Finland. Most importantly, MacKinnon has achieved the ultimate team success that validates individual excellence. His 2022 Stanley Cup championship wasn't just a personal milestone, it was validation of his approach to the game. During the celebration, he joked about potentially getting fat after years of extreme dietary discipline, then immediately clarified that he's not crazy and does enjoy in and out after games. Even in victory, the discipline remains. The milestone moments continue accumulating at an unprecedented pace. MacKinnon became the 100th player in NHL history to reach 1,000 career points, achieving the mark in 856 games at age 29. Among active players, only Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, and Evgeny Malkin reached 1,000 points faster. He joins Mario Lemieux and Phil Esposito as the only players ever to record their 900th and 1,000th career points in the same season. Within the Colorado Avalanche franchise history, including its Quebec Nordiques predecessor, MacKinnon joins Joe Sakic and Peter Stastny as the only players to reach the 1,000-point milestone. What's truly remarkable is how MacKinnon has maintained humility despite his unprecedented success. When he recorded his 1,000th point, the milestone was initially waved off due to an offside review on teammate Martin Necas's goal. His teammates celebrated anyway, then had to celebrate again when the actual milestone came later in the game. MacKinnon's response was characteristically focused on team success. Obviously, I'm just trying to be the best player I can for this team. The MacKinnon versus McDavid debate as the NHL's best player has shifted dramatically, with this rivalry defining modern hockey's elite tier. While McDavid retains the edge in pure skill and creativity, MacKinnon's combination of speed, power, and compete level has created a different category of dominance. In some ways, MacKinnon's impact recalls Peter Forsberg's dominance for the Avalanche in the late 90s, another Hart Trophy winner who elevated the entire organization through sheer force of will. General Manager Chris McFarland summarizes it perfectly. He has that rare combination of speed and power with a high compete level that makes him a generational player. Former teammates consistently point to MacKinnon's impact beyond statistics. Brent Burns observes, "There's a reason why he's at the top of the world. There's obviously some God-given talent, but there's obviously a lot of work and a lot of dedication and time that he is willing to share with everybody else and make everybody around him better is really special." The current Hart Trophy race illustrates MacKinnon's sustained excellence. He won the award in 2024 and is the heavy favorite again this season. But unlike many MVP campaigns built on single-season peaks, MacKinnon's candidacy represents 3 consecutive years of 100-plus point seasons with increasing impact on team success. He's not having a career year. He's established a new standard for what elite performance looks like. Looking ahead, MacKinnon shows no signs of slowing down. At 30 years old, he's entering what should be his peak years with a game built on more than just physical gifts. His skating technique, developed through work with power skating professionals, maximizes stride length and balance. His strength training and focus on biomechanics have improved his acceleration. Most importantly, his understanding of the game continues evolving. The fear MacKinnon generates isn't about any single skill, it's about the impossibility of preparing for someone who combines elite speed with elite skill, wrapped in a work ethic that borders on obsessive. Teams can't game plan for his speed without leaving themselves vulnerable to his playmaking. They can't focus on his individual brilliance without ignoring how he elevates teammates. They can't match his preparation because few players are willing to make the sacrifices his approach requires. Sidney Crosby, who has watched MacKinnon's evolution from the beginning, captures the essence of what makes him special. He's somebody that's continued to want to get better every single year, and he cares a lot. And it's good for him to be rewarded. This isn't just about talent or even work ethic. It's about a player who has redefined what caring about the game looks like. As MacKinnon continues his assault on NHL record books, he represents something the league has always feared, a player who combines every elite trait while refusing to accept any limitation. He skates faster than anyone with the puck, scores at rates reserved for the game's legends, and maintains standards that transform organizations. The 8-year-old who wrote down his dream of playing for Colorado has become something even more ambitious, the player every team wishes they had and every opponent hopes they never have to face. Nathan MacKinnon isn't just becoming what the NHL feared most, he's already there, and he's still getting better.